Hey guys, Sax here. Last night I realized that I have 99 failsafe engrams. If you don't know where to check that, obviously you can do it while you're with failsafe in the helm. However, if you go, you can find your engram tracker that will be in your inventory here, and then just checking at the bottom here, I have 99 from failsafe. So what I decided I wanted to do today, I'm just gonna go and use them. Now I have all the patterns for the weapons that drop from this season. So I say, well, what do I use them on? I'm gonna try to use them on the reprised weapons. I just wanna see what I can get out of this. So if you watch, I recently put out a video talking about these. I talked about 4 different weapons. I talked about Patron of Lost Causes, Breachlight, Perfect Paradox, and Martyr's Retribution. But one thing I did not talk about was Line in the Sand. So I don't really have any love for Line in the Sand. And unfortunately, they didn't really put any really meta relevant perk options on this gun. So we're gonna go in here. I'm just gonna spam these here for a little bit, and then we're gonna check out the rolls we get, and we're gonna talk about them. So this may be a little bit of a longer video, but it's gonna be a stream of consciousness. Thought it might be interesting for you guys as you're working through some of this older content. So here we go. I think I'll do them in sets of 9, and then we'll take a look at them. There's our first 9. So we got Breachlight, Demo Swashbuckler, Stats for All, Focus Fury, Patron of Lost Causes. No thank you. Here's what I want to do as well. We're gonna do what we have: Perfect Paradox, Marty, and Line in the Sand. I just want to keep track, just see what we get here. So right now we got 3 Breachlights, 2 Perfect Paradox, 2 Martys, 3, 2, 2, looks like 1, and 1. Cool. So Demo Swashbuckler, Threat Detector, Collective Action, Threat Detector, Vorpal. All of these are no good. Pugilist 1-2 Punch is pretty good. So hitting an enemy with every pellet in a shot increase the melee damage, and then you have rifle barrel that increases the range, which technically pulls down the pellet spread, but it's not the same as the perk I thought it was. All right, Pugilist can be gone. This is the best Perfect Paradox I have yet, as far as these pulls go. Marty, previous Vorpal, Field Prep. You're looking for at least Incandescent in the second roll. Deconstruct, Reservoir Burst. This is a interesting roll. Deconstruct does extra damage to vehicles, constructs, things of that sort. And then it tells you at the bottom, constructs include barricades, turrets, stasis crystals, other objects like that in the field. So this is actually a pretty good roll here. However, it's just one of those things, it's so niche. I'm gonna hold on to it, but I'm just going to allow it to live in my vault for right now. And I'll do the same for that Perfect Paradox. Let's do 9 more. There's 9. All right, so let's pull up Notepad again. So we are at 1, 3, 2, 2, 1. So let's see patrons, no patrons. I have 3 Perfect Paradox and 2 Breachlights. So we're gonna bump this up to 5 and 5. Marty's, I got 2 more. I just wanna keep track of these before I even look at them so I don't actually get rid of them. And then it looks like I got 2 Line in the Sands. All right, here we go. Threat Remover Vorpal, no thank you. Field Prep Barrel Constrictor, no thank you. Threat Remover Opening Shot. Threat Remover, dealing damage with all pellets in a spread, increases reload, handling, and stability. There's something to be said about Threat Remover and then, 1-2 Punch, just there's synergy there, but obviously that's not what's on this. I don't know a lot of people who are into Threat Remover, so let's check the Breachlights. Demo Vorpal, Demo Swashbuckler. I actually want to check, so we're gonna go, this is d2foundry.com, or .gg rather. So we're on the Breachlight. What I think I'm looking for Breachlight would be probably an accurized or potentially something like a tactical mag, something like that can get a little more of a magazine on there and then the reload speed up. Realistically, probably looking for something like a slice hatchling. Just trying to go into fully send it on the strand synergy there, just having something there. I don't know that for me. Threat Detector, I actually really like Threat Detector for just Titan gameplay, just getting up in the face. I think I'm going hatchling no matter what on the second slot. And then the potential for Desperate Measures, I might play around with that. I wish I could get double perks on this because it's just one of those things where I don't really want to hold multiple versions of this weapon, so I find myself wanting to get the perfect roll. Marty's, we got Envious Desperate, Autoloading Adrenaline, both trash. And then we're gonna do both of those. Again, Line in the Sand has extremely niche. The only thing I could possibly see is a utilitarian thing like a Deconstruct. So All right, let's do 9 more here. Having to do simple math early in the morning here, thinking back. What's 89 or 81 divided by 9? Not divided by 9, subtracted by 9. So check again here. I got 4 patron of lost causes that time. So that brings us up to 5. I got 1 perfect paradox, so that'll bring us to 6. I got 2 and 2. So we're up to 6 and 5. So starting to see it balance out a little bit. Just very interesting here. All right, let's look at the patrons here. Triple tap kinetic trimmers. It's pretty good synergy with it. So if you're not familiar, kinetic trimmers, sustained kinetic damage gives you a shock wave that comes out. So think of this as like usually something like that, and then all of a sudden you'll see from that enemy, the core of that enemy, it starts to send out these blasts and they do a little bit of damage, but the thing that's really nice about it is just the staggering effect that happens. And so that's a pretty good roll right there. I want to see actually in my vault what I have already. So I have 1 saved, which is a rapid hit explosive payload. So I do not have a kinetic trimmers roll that I've held onto. In this one, what I usually would like to do is see, because what I'm going to use a scout rifle or like patron and something like that is going to be higher in content where I don't want to get in the face of an enemy. So if I'm doing that, I really want to either have a huge magazine so I don't have to reload, and triple tap. When you get precision hits on an enemy, it reloads rounds to your thing. So having triple tap plus a really big magazine is really helpful. Now, sometimes you can do that with backup mag will give you that, but if you have a bigger magazine, that helps with that too. So I will hold on to this for now. Let's see what we get. Strategist, explosive payload. Strategist is like demolitionist or pugilist just for your class ability. When you get kills, you get class ability back. I don't need that. Triple tap, explosive payload. Like I said, I already have a rapid hit explosive payload. And the reason you might not want to put triple tap and explosive payload together is explosive payload is more of a perk that's utility or utilized by getting like body shot damage or on enemies that don't really have crits, just because it hits and so you get impact damage from the bullet, and then you get a secondary damage from an explosion that happens when that bullet goes into the enemy. And so we don't really need to work, those don't synergize together perfectly. So I need these to synergize perfectly to hold on to them. So then we're gonna look at this last one, triple tap vorpal. I don't need that. Threat remover 1-2 punch. This is what I was talking about last time. So we're looking here, dealing damage with all pellets, increases reload, handling, and stability. Hitting an enemy with every pellet in a shot increases melee damage. The only problem I have with this is the fact that I don't need reload speed increased on this weapon if I'm going to use it with something like 1-2 punch, because the origin trait is when you deal damage with a melee, it increases the weapon handling and it automatically loads the weapon. So there's a lot of synergy here, but there's not really a whole lot of reason to play with it. But one thing I will say here, this is what I was looking for earlier. I just couldn't remember the name of it. Full choke. You can go in here, it'll tighten the barrel down. So this has a near perfect synergy across everything. So I think just as a spectacle or something to have in there, I think I'll hold on to this. Don't be surprised if I delete this at some point in the near future, but I'll hold on to it. And then, you know what? I'm going to hold on to this patron of lost causes as well. I just want to see how many possible good rolls that I get at the end. We'll take a look at them. I'll pull them back on screen. All right. Field prep incandescent. For those who are not aware of field prep, when you crouch, it helps you reload and then pull out or stow your weapon faster. It also gives you more ammo reserves, which is nice. And then incandescent, obviously. You spread scorch across things blow up when they die, things of that sort. So I'm not really looking for field prep in this first column. Be a strategist. I don't need those. All right, let's look at these last two here. Rapid hit opening shot. It's just not necessary. Under pressure volt shot. Again, under pressure, these don't have any synergy together. Volt shot is interesting for what we're doing. What I'm thinking more so is, so I don't know if there are any other linear fusion rifles that actually have I don't know if I can just search for linear. No, I know I can do line in the sand. I don't know if I can do, let me do energy arc. So I know that Sail Spy pitch class, I'm almost certain this does not have, oh, it does have volt shot. Interesting. This is a gun you can't get. It is craftable, but you have to get it from the gunsmith, I believe. So that's super niche. In theory, you could get like compulsive reloader on this And so like kill, reload, but that's an old weapon at this point. It came out years ago at this point. I don't think that there are other, Storm Chaser can't get it. There's nothing else. Queenbreaker is just right now with the buff that it got, it's just too good. So I would just say, just keep an eye on these rolls if you get them, but I would just say it's probably not even worth it. Rid of this. All right, let's do 9 more. If you're enjoying this content, I know today it's pretty easy on my end. Sometimes it's nice to have that. Would you like the page and maybe subscribe? A lot of my videos are in playlists, or all my videos are in playlists, but I have playlists for all kinds of things. So just general D2 content that this will go into. I've got live stream content if you're interested in just watching, having that on in the background. Or I also have content for returning players. That's the biggest things that on my channel right now. And so this could be helpful. This video here could be helpful for returning players. But if that's you, welcome. And I hope you're enjoying this. So let's check out. I think I actually grabbed 10 right there because I was distracted. So let's see what the scoreboard is currently. So we got 5, 5, 6, 5. Patron, Breachlight, and Line in the Sand all 5. Perfect Paradox, and Marty 6. So let's see. All right, I have 3 Perfect Paradox, 3 Breachlight. So we're gonna go up to 8. We're gonna go to 9. And then here, I'll increase the size of this a little bit for the video's sake. And then we got 3 and 1. So we're gonna put 1 in there, and then we'll have 9. Cool, so I didn't get any patrons this time. Let's take a look at the Perfect Paradox. Dual loader 1-2 punch. Again, dual loader has everything to do with reloading, but that's not necessary on these weapons. Because if you're, especially a shotgun, if you're in their face to the point where you're gonna be getting melees, it's automatically gonna reload for you. So this is not worth anything. Oh, I'm sorry, I got these wrong. I saw these here, so I need to rewrite these here. I got 7. And this is actually down to 6. I just saw the silver and just went with that. All right, let's look at the Perfect Paradox here. Dual loader 1-2 punch again. Pugilist Swashbuckler. These do have synergy here. So final weapon giving you, or weapon final blows giving you melee energy, and then weapon damage increase from melee kills. That synergy there, I just feel like this is pretty nice, but I just don't feel like this is necessary. If I want to use a Perfect Paradox, I'm wanting to have something like a 1-2 punch on there so that I can stuff this in the stomach of a big enemy and then follow up with a good, whether it's a Titan Punch or a Snap Melee, something like that. Maybe a combination blow with a Hunter, being able to do that. And so looking to use this for ag clear to generate your melee, you're looking to use this as just like a utility swap perk. Get this out. And it's a rapid fire frame, so you can fire a bunch of rounds just by holding down fire. You can fire a bunch into that enemy and take them out. So it's really good when there's anti-barrier shotgun. So I would definitely say Perfect Paradox is worth getting, but I just don't feel like this is for me. All right, let's see. Breachlight, Demo Desperate Measures. Again, I think I'm going with Strand Synergy on this one, so that's what I need to see. Triple Tap, Osmosis. For those who aren't aware, when you use your grenade ability, Osmosis will change the type of this weapon to whatever that is. So you could have a Solar Patron of Lost Causes for a little bit, but it's not necessary. And then Rapid Hit Osmosis, I don't need that. All right, let's see these Martys. Threat Detector Vorpal, no thank you. Field Prep Kill Clip, no thank you. Heal Clip Incandescent. So I like this a lot. I'll tell you why. So having a handling masterwork will allow you to bring this weapon out faster. I would say the heal clip in a reloading masterwork would be more synergistic. However, I would probably enhance this anyways. So let me see what I actually have already for this weapon. Martyr's Retribution. Looks like I'm holding on to an auto-loading incandescent. So it's one of those things where I may hold on to this, and then if I want to enhance it, I could do that. One thing you also want on wave frames is you want to get your blast radius as high as you can. So there's some weapons like rocket launchers and stuff, you want your blast radius to be very small, so it just hits the one enemy, as in if you're using for boss damage. But on something like a wave frame, you want to increase the blast radius as much as you can. And so there's even some of these perks here. You enhance it, this aerodynamics, give your projectile and blast radius increase. You can see here, it's getting me up to 61 blast radius. It's pretty good. I think I'll definitely hold on to this one. So let me throw that in the vault. And then Line in the Sand, Moving Target Bolt Shot. This isn't terrible. Moving Target, just being able to make sure you're hitting your shot. And then I do love seeing the charge time afterward. I would never spend resources on trying to enhance that, but go from there. All right, let's do 9 more. I think I will do 12 more to get us to an even number because it's driving me crazy right now. And then we will do set to 10 from there. So, all right, let's see what we got. So scoreboard check, 7 patrons, 6 breach lights, 9 perfect paradox, 9 Martys, line in the sand. So I know I got 4 right there. So I'm gonna do question mark plus 4. How about that? And then, so it looks like we got 2 Martys. So we'll be at 11. And then let's see what we got. We got 4 perfect paradox and then 1 of the other, which is actually perfect because I love that. So we'll do 8 and 7. I would like to see more breach lights. That would be fantastic. So let's go ahead and check the breach light here. And threat detector, desperate measures. Again, I'm trying to go full strand synergy. Let's check that. Discord kinetic trimmers. So Discord, let's see. Final blows with another weapon. Grant this weapon increased speed for aiming down sights, accuracy, and airborne effectiveness. And then Discord works on primary weapons with that first portion, but it's really good on heavy and special weapons because it'll give you ammo back. So when you've killed with something else, you pull the Discord weapon out and then you start getting kills. It's just going to put it back. It doesn't put it back in your magazine, but it puts it back in your available ammo. So it's not like a triple tap where it goes straight into your magazine. You can keep firing. You will have to reload it, but it gives you that ammo back. So it's really good. I like it a whole lot on the Afterlight fusion rifle from episode Heresy. So just something to look out for. I don't need Discord on a primary weapon. So let's just get rid of this. Perfect paradox here. Threat detector 1-2 punch. Extended magazine here. Again, you can just go straight past the reload speed with melee. So you don't even have to really worry too much about that. So I would put extended mag on here and just try to get as much as you can. It looks like I've capped out at 8 there. That's not necessarily something that I'm super interested in. Then I'm gonna go in here, dual loader vorpal weapon, no thank you. Pugilist, barrel constrictor, final blows with the weapon. It reduces the projectile spread, which in theory would be good with a 1-2 punch. However, they're in the same column. So it's just not necessary. It's just really not necessary. And threat remover, barrel constrictor. Those do have some synergy there, but I'm just not concerned with it. Field prep, kill clip, demo, incandescence. That's actually pretty interesting. So being able to get your grenade energy back, and then have the incandescent, and then the reload masterwork there as well. And then you can also throw your grenade and get that. So I'm gonna hold on to this. I probably will get rid of that at some point, but I'll hold on to it right now. All right, rapid hit firing line. He's pretty good. I think this feels like a classic callback, but just because firing line was there, and I think rapid hit was probably the best there, but no, we don't need this. No problem there, get rid of that. No problems here. So first time we've seen bait and switch on this, and probably close to 11 drops, I would say. I don't remember exactly how many. It's 10 or 11, I believe. So, all right, let's keep moving here. We've got a few things that were pretty good, but all right, we have 50 more, so we're about halfway there. There's a breach light. There's 2 breach light. Let's go. There's 3. Hell, not what I'm looking for, game. Hey, let's go. Sometimes you just gotta, in this game, you just gotta say what you're looking for, and Bungie will be like, all right, bet, I got you. He's like, I didn't even realize. All right, so we have 4 here for this. So we're gonna just bump this, and then I will add whatever I had. So we got 8. I got 5 breach lights that time. Let's fucking go, dude. 12, and then 1 patron of lost causes. So we'll be up to 9 there. Okay, let's take a look at the patron. No, thank you. All right, I want to take a look at the line in the sands, and we'll come back to the breach lights. Rapid hit reservoir burst, no thank you. Demo, collective action, no thank you. Under pressure volt shot. Again, I think this is what we were kind of looking at earlier. Yeah, there's a reload perk on line in the sand. There's something to be said about potentially using that, just because you get a kill, you have to reload to proc the volt shot. But there's so many things in the game now, especially like rolling storm and jolting feedback, where you don't have to reload. You just got to keep firing. And so those just work better. All right, let's see. There's got to be a double strand breach light in here. Not that one. Slice. So it does exist. Slice again. Desperate measures. That's not a terrible roll, but it's going away. Demo swashbuckler. Nope, trash. Okay, we know what we're looking for. We know what we've not been able to get. So let's do 10 more. Patron, couple patrons. Breach light. Too many patrons here. They're all in the right slot. Too many patrons. Okay, breach light. Too many weapons start with P's. I need B's, not P's. Moving target volt shot. Clown cartridge volt shot. That's okay. That was interesting. Yeah, when hover over it, says it's going to go up to 6 in the mag, but it drops down. I don't know if it's hitting some sort of cap. All right, I'll hold on to that just for appearances. All right, let's do the perfect paradox real quick. Dual loader, vorpal, no thank you. Let's do threat remover, barrel constrictor. So this is what we were talking about. When you deal damage with all the pellets in the spread, and then this shrinks that projectile spread there. But again, barrel constrictor is not a good perk. I don't know if good is the right way to say it. It's just not helpful. Don't need that. Okay, look at the patrons real quick. Stats for all vorpal. Stats for all, if you're not familiar, hitting 3 separate targets increases weapon handling, stability, reload range for a moderate duration. So it does a lot of things. What you typically want to do is you want to put stats for all and all together. So you have both of those on. And so 1 for all does increase damage after you hit 3 weapons or 3 different enemies, and the stats for all also. So it's like perfect synergy. It's right there in the name, but unfortunately this is not. To the pain precision instrument. So this is something that's interesting for like a PvP side of things. So to the pain, while you're taking damage, your aim assist gets ramped up like crazy. And so I have no idea if this frame is any good. And then precision instrument get precision damage hits. It's going to increase your damage. So technically this is like buffed in many ways from like a PvP standpoint, but I hold on to it. I have no idea if that archetype means anything. So all right, patron, nothing here. All right, let's see these breach lights. Perpetual desperate measures, perpetual. Nope. No, I'm not sure if it's going to happen. Patron and sand, paradox, patron. Too many patrons here. There's a breach light. And okay. Did not look that last time. I forgot to do our scoreboard here, but I'm gonna do it here, and then I'm just gonna put the question mark, and I'll put the total at the end. Don't worry. We got patron. We got 4. So we're gonna do plus boom. Plus 4. I'm sure you guys are probably screaming at home if you're watching this because you're like, dude, it was this many. I'm like, sorry. Boom. I think I had 2, but you know what? I'm just gonna, for this, I'll do better next time. Next time I do one of these videos, I'll do better. I promise. To me, not remembering. All right, I got 1 perfect paradox here, but I don't remember. Boom. Okay, a little bit, keep it on there. Okay, and Marty's, I do know that this is because I didn't have any last time. All right, line in the sands, clown cartridge firing line. This is the closest thing to a damage that I've gotten, like a full damage dealing deal. You could do, I would take bait and switch before this, but realistically, I'm not using any of these for damage. If I'm gonna go with an arc, linear, I'm putting breaker on. Threat detector strategist, no thank you. All right, let's look at this perfect paradox. Threat detector 1-2 punch. Okay, again, not necessarily what I'm looking for. Rapid hit explosive payload. This is what I already have in the vault. Discord focus fury, no thank you. Rapid hit kinetic tremors. This is a pretty good roll, so a lot of synergy here. I would try to do my best to bump up the mag just so I can get as many hits as possible and then get that kinetic tremors going. I'm definitely going to hold on to this roll here. How do I do that here? Put that in the vault. To the pain, a precision instrument. Put that in there. And then compulsive vorpal. No, thank you. All right, 10 more. Marty's breach light. Okay. So I ended up with 3 breach lights right there. So I'm just going to bump this final number up. I got 2 Marty's, 4 line in the sand. So we'll do 7. Bring this up to 14. And then I got 1 patron lost causes. 5. Okay, check the breach lights here. Demo swashbuckler, slice vorpal, perpetual vorpal. That slice vorpal is one of the better ones I've gotten. Not familiar. Vorpal on a primary weapon. Let me pull this up real quick. So we're on light.gg and we'll do, let's check. So if you do enhanced vorpal, primary weapon is going to give you a 20% bonus for that. So mini bosses, vehicles in the game. So that's pretty good. And then casting your class ability would allow you to then have to sever the enemy. That's the best one I've gotten so far. And then this patron to the pain explosive payload. No, thank you. I'm gonna hold on to this. All right, let's do these Martys, heel clip Vorpal, envious adrenaline. No, thank you. And finally, deconstruct volt shot, under pressure bait and switch, moving target volt shot. No, thank you. All right, one more round of 10. Here we go. Give me breach lights. Those are not breach lights. Too many P weapons. There's a breach light. There's another one. Let's go. Nope. Damn. Okay, here we go. All right, so we ended up with 4 more perfect paradox. So that brings us up to 5 for this number. And then we got 2 patron lost causes. So that brings us up to 7. And then that brings us up to 2 more breach lights. 6. Marty, I got 1 more. So we ended up at 15 Martys, and then we ended up with a lot of lines in the sand. So let's see. Line in the sand, demo firing line, no thank you. The strategist, no thank you. All right, patron here. Discord kinetic trimmers, no thank you. Protector trench barrel. So trench barrel is interesting. So you can increase your damage here. So I could see a thing with, you know, trench barrel on there. I was trying to remember D2 Foundry. Let's go back real quick and let's take a look at perfect paradox. And we have, so you could do like a pugilist. Yeah, if it would have been trench barrel 1-2 punch, like in this, like 2 different columns, it would have been completely over for this. But fortunately it is not. So pugilist Vorpal, pugilist swashbuckler, no thank you. Patron, triple tap precision instrument. This is pretty good. This has pretty good synergy here. So you're getting ammo back for the rapid precision hits, and then you are dealing more damage for this. I am gonna hold on to this one. All right, I do that every time. Okay, go. Swashbuckler, no thank you. Demo hatchling. Damn, I saw the hatchling for the first time, and that gave my heart flutter a little bit. All right, I will hold on to it. Pretty good. Like the idea of being able to get my grenade back. Not necessarily for the reload side of demolitionist, but being able to get my grenade back. So I will for sure hold on to that. All right, so here's what I want to do. I want to look at, so to Echo's weapons, guess I can just go into my vault. How about that? Try to find them here. Okay, paradox. So pugilist 1-2 punch is what I'm holding on to, fully enhanced. So I have this one in here. I do not need this. I think that was from today. And then threat remover 1-2 punch. Don't need that either. So we're just gonna have this here. All right, patron, let's take a look here. Triple tap precision instrument is pretty good. To the pain precision instrument, that would be a PV roll, but I don't think I'm gonna use this here, so I'm just getting rid of that. Rapid hit kinetic, to the pain precision instrument. I don't need 2 of them in here. I didn't need any of them in here. Triple tap kinetic. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one because I got a rapid hit and the rapid hit explosive. So I have 2 kinetic, or I'm sorry, this kinetic trimmers, a triple tap precision instrument to ramp up the damage if I need to, and then a rapid hit explosive if I just need to stun from afar. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna hold on to those. Breach light, we're holding on to a demo hatchling, and then we are holding on. I can get 32 in the bag. That's pretty good. Drop it to 30, get more range out of it. That's probably what I'll do there. And then the other one is slice Vorpal. I think I'm actually gonna get rid of this one. It's just not necessary. I'm not probably gonna use it on boss, something like that. All right, let's see if I can find. All right, so I did those. Those were the top slot. Let's go see what Marty has in store for us. Hopefully I didn't click past it. Okay, they are. Do I have any on the second page? Nope. All right, demo incandescent with a reload. We got a heel clip incandescent with a handling. Try to see if those would speed up the reload at all. And then finally, auto loading incandescent. This is the one I already have had. So I actually think I will bump this up with volatile. Yeah, this one's a really, really roll. It looks like with the nightfall memento on there. Right. All right, so let's go check out if I held on to, I don't even know if I held on to any line in the sands. I think I might have at least 1 or 2 in here. Okay, I have 3. Clown cartridge Vorpal, or a volt shot rather. Fine. Moving target volt shot's fine. All right, I'm gonna get rid of the moving target volt shot. I'm gonna hold on to the other 2 for right now. Total copium. I don't know a situation where I would use either of these. Honestly, I'm gonna get rid of the volt shot one, because if I need volt shot from that far of a distance, I'll probably just use like something of that sort, and then I'll hold on to this. So anyways, this is what you're seeing on screen. And then for as far as what we held on to, we'll also put this up on screen for you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. This was helpful for you as you're going through. Just remember, make sure you're holding on to the, I don't even know where to see it here. Sure that you interact with failsafe. If you haven't already this season, it's a little late this season, but you would be able to pick up the artifact back from her from that season. That's how you start collecting those failsafe engrams that would pop up here. So hope it's helpful for you guys. And until next time, be blessed.